Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope y'all are doing great. I am doing okay. So, we're just making sure our lighting is halfway decent. It shouldn't cast too many shadows, but you never know with my little setup that I got going on here. Hope everyone's doing great. I'm doing okay. So, we're going to be doing a variety of things. The first thing is, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope your week is going wonderful for you. And I am doing okay. I have a few, of course, life, right? I have life happening right now and it's happening. So, good morning, Heather. Hope you're doing well. I hope your weekend was fine. Hope your chicken coop is up. If not, I hope it's almost up. We're going to be doing some fun stuff. So, hopefully, you are ready to cut some paper. Get the hot glue ready, the hot glue gun out. We're going to be making some ephemera. First of all, some random ephemera, and then we're going to be making some rosette flowers real quick, and then some other ephemera. So today is all about random ephemera. We have our junk journal going on, and so the beginner junk journal, you need to put some. I put little. Sometimes I put little tuck spots and pockets there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I do want to say that I tried to plan out as best as possible, but I did something really silly yesterday. I called to get my son had a virtual appointment. I called to make him the point to get his medicine, and I scheduled the pickup about an hour away. And I've been trying to call all day today to get it reassessed. I mean relocated, and no go, no go. It does not want to act right. Oh, that'd be nice. Almost finished. Need to work on the inside and finish the chicken wire cover. That is really cool. I've been trying to convince myself to buy some chicken wire. Of course, not for chickens, but for crafting. I want to make a chicken wire earring holder, but it is what it is. I haven't got there yet. So, in keeping with my enabling, even though it's not Friday, I do want to share with you what we're going to be working with because I thought it was very fun. I know that you, Heather, don't have this where you live, but anyone you know, in other places, you may, I don't know, do you have a Ross? I think you said you missed those. Well, I picked this up from Ross a couple of days ago, last week sometime, and it's made in Massachusetts. So it's called Luxury Gift Wrap with Love. And it was $3. $3 is a lot of money, but you see how much we get on the square foot, 25 square feet. And I got it because look at all the crafting we can do with this. It has all kinds of adverts on it. So I thought that'd be really cool to cut some off and glue them down and let them dry and work on something else. I'll probably go over it again later on if someone asks, but I also went to a website looking up some ephemera and I pulled out a few pieces that I liked, and it's called theartscavenger.com right here. So you can go there and check it out. And the cool thing is these advertisements are the same as some of the similar, I shouldn't say the same, similar to some of the advertisements that I actually purchased and am using, like these bicycles. If you've been here a while, you know that I like vintage things. I don't want to collect everything that's vintage, but I like this one. This is called Columbia Bicycles and Tricycles, and it's in Massachusetts as well. And then this one says the Queen of Wheels, the King of Wheels, and the Prince of Wheels. So it would have been really cool if I had found something similar in one of these, but I didn't. That's okay. And I printed on flimsy sheet of paper because we're going to be doing some gluing down. And then these right here, some seed packets, very pretty. I printed these off with a PDF. You probably can do a PNG or a JPEG, the picture size and make them bigger. I'm not sure. I didn't look into their copyrights. I don't plan on selling any of these things and using it as my own. And then this one is a sewing advertisements. I do plan on making a sewing journal as well. So we'll have to get to that. Probably when school starts back. Because I bought some little tins. You remember those old school tins where you buy them and they have like the sewing goodies in there with the after you use all the cookies, you put all the sewing stuff in there. I have that. I wanted to do a few things with that, but time is getting away from me. And then postcards. You all know that I'm a sucker for postcards. So these would be really I have some things that we can make postcards with. We'll probably do those at a later day because you can just turn these over and stamp on the back and create whatever you want to create like that. I got some purple glue and I cut these out because we don't have time to be wasting with some of the junk that I be doing. I'm working on being a lot more proactive. I also want to make a ladies journal, a proper lady, the prim Victorian lady. So when I saw some of those images on the thing, I was like, that would be really nice because we have these ladies on here and they don't all have to be prim ladies, right? But why not? If you got them, you can do that. And I also pulled out I got a lot of random stuff that I need to start putting back up, but I got these cards, some index cards, and I got some color ones, green, purple words, green, lime, yellowish, green, brown, and pink. I am slightly frazzled, just so you know. I got needle and thread because we're gonna make some flowers as well because that's ephemera. Good morning, chocolate system. Hope you're doing well today. I am doing okay. I tried to call the pharmacy back, and lo and behold, I was calling number 17. 17. Yep, number 17. So I was like, maybe I'll just drive that 40 minutes and never make a dumb mistake like that again. Because, my mom and aunt would always say that my grandfather would say, bought sense is the best sense. And, gas is where I live too much money to be just wasting it. So, but maybe it'd be cool. I can see what's on that side of town and I can take my little guy over there and see. This glue is a little bit on the older side. See what's on that side of town. I don't even know what's over there. Maybe some stores we could shop at or do something, grab. Well, we can't eat there because it's still May, but we'll see. So I'm just burnishing this down very well, hopefully. And I was going to use this construction paper, but I decided if we cut this out, maybe the person that's receiving this will want to use this on the back of something or on the inside of a journal or whatever. So I decided not to do that. And the reason why I cut these into smaller strips is because I did not want to use one whole sheet of paper, one whole sheet of these. I wanted to give myself some wiggle room to play around with because you can cut these out and then you can use your decorative scissors, like we may, and cut them out in different shapes around the edges to create a fun, whimsical creation. And at this point, we have a whole roll, 25 feet. I mean, we don't have to, you know, we can make a little bit of a mistake if we so choose. But we're not going to be doing a bunch of these. We're going to do just one or two sheets. I'm not sure if anyone ever does this with their paper. I know that Hobby Lobby has a paper pad called Haberdashery, and I had got it back in the day when it was like 19.99, half off, $10 or whatever. And they've recently, well, over the last once they stopped giving a coupon, they bumped their prices up on a lot of the stuff that they rebranded and relabel. And I am using glue stick versus extremely wet glue because the glue stick will be able to get everything we need to get down and go on. I thought this was really cute. It says Trolley Museum, Branford, Connecticut. I don't remember that being I never went, but my son is into trains and stuff, which makes me into trains and stuff. So I always, whenever I see some of the stuff for him, I always will get it because I'm supposed to be making him a book. I think I will make him that train book this year for Christmas or his birthday because I am losing youth years. I'm getting to big boy status with him, and we do not want that. Good morning, Samara. Hopefully, you're doing well today. I saw your post on Facebook, so whatever. I didn't see all of it because Social media stresses me out big time. So I'm not always on social media because I prefer to live in my bubble versus not my bubble. But yesterday I was on there for something and I saw, so whatever you have that's costing that much money, I hope everything's okay. So now we're just gonna put these little pieces in here. If you don't use your glue sticks over time, they start to wither down. So you can see right around the edge of mine, it is withering. And this is blue, I mean purple, not blue, that is coming across on the camera. So this doesn't need a lot of burnishing because it's flat glue, but I still want to rub it in very well. And if we have any edges that are sticking up, I want to make sure that I get my glue on those edges as well. I don't want any sides to come out. I wanted to show you, look at this. It says wanted you to know I have just 25 nicely bound books valued at $1, 25 and $1.50, which I would sell at 25 cents each while they last. Also, remember, I am selling three good novels for 25 cents. I am like, this person could be my friend any day. Can you imagine how much those books that he was selling cost now? I'm sure someone went into some archives or something and pulled all these things up and was like, free trade, fair trade agreement, and now they're selling it on a roll. They even changed the color of the paper to be all vintagey. I like documentaries. I like a lot of documentaries. I had watched a documentary on the film industry, not adult film, but film industry, where they talked about a lot of the older movies were damaged and they have no way, they can't get it back. So I want to say maybe 10, 15 years ago, maybe longer, when I watched the documentary, it was talking about preservation. Yes, ma'am, I know. I'm trying to figure out how I can sell $500 worth of blood by tomorrow. I can relate to that unexpected expense statement right there. I don't even want to pay my bills sometimes. Oh, really? But pay your bills, your lights stay on, right? So the film industry, a lot of the black and white films, because of the material that they use with, and that's why if you notice when you buy a lot of your scrapbook paper, it says acid free. Because over time, you probably have some Polaroid pictures where people all faded, it's all funky, psychedelic looking colors now, and not from their clothes. Because of the quality of film stuff that was being used back in the day. I think we can get a home of your own on City View. Get that right here like that. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, maybe I can do a combo of blood and plasma. I don't know. I know some vampires probably like that. Yeah. I yeah. The thing is, I didn't cause the damage to my vehicle. Some random great citizen of the great state of Texas caused the damage, and I have a hard time saying I want to pay for his or her mistake, right? So let's see. We're gonna leave this off to the side. We won't be using this one, but we got these tiny ones right here. We'll just put the horses. Yeah, we'll put the horses. And we're gonna let this dry. We want it to really cure. We don't want it to roll up on us. So right here, this little side is up. I know a lot of junk journal ladies. I call those ladies the professionals because they can dismantle a little golden book and remantle a little golden book in probably about 10 minutes. Those ladies I always like to back in the day I love watching. So I'm just folding this over to see if any sides will roll up and we just have this one little piece right here. I enjoyed watching them create, but the one thing I have not yet done, I have yet to actually make the golden book. But I went through my son's books, yes, last week, Friday, Saturday, one of those days. It had to be Friday. And I was like, oh, he has copies of a few of his books. So I may bring myself to that. I just have a hard time. I have and have had a hard time dismantling books, but I'm getting better with it. Okay, so we're gonna just burnish this on the back as well. And you see it's all clean and pristine. And we want to keep that because when we put these little pieces in, we want whoever's going to be receiving it to be able to write on the back, but we want to burnish it down really, really good. And so while this dries, we're going to move on to our next thing. And I do want to say I apologize to you all right now for getting ready to chunk paper. Thought I had everything together, but you know, if you ever show up and everything is all ready to go, check my temperature. I might be sick. So we're just gonna pull out three colors, three random little colors, and it's a big old punch. So how often do you use your paper punches? I recently saw someone talking about decorative edge scissors. And I was like, yep, they're making a comeback. This for Samara right here. I'm just saying. So we can get four out of here, easy peasy. Yeah. Read my son up. I started reading him a book last night. He fell asleep. So I finished it this morning. It was a Scooby Doo book. That book was long, like longer than I expected it to be. And I don't want to rush the reading process with him because he's learning how to read. So I want him to appreciate books like I appreciate books, which probably won't happen because I think every person has to find their book loving situation themselves. I don't think you can force the books on people. If that makes any sense. So he's getting there. I do want him to cultivate a good imagination though. So I always think that people that read or were read to tell good stories, like better stories than just people that don't read. But I don't know. Y'all have to let me know. Because I have a story for everything. So I have a few books that I have started writing and I just never finished. Like one book, it's real short. It's like 20 pages. And another one I have like all the character stories down. Because for me, I have to, imagine or see them. Oh, yeah, well, decorative edge scissors, I don't think you should be using if it's going to make it go out of whack. Oh, you have one decorative edge punch? Because our tiny flowers, huh? You don't say. Huh? Really? Yeah, I have. When I first started crafting, I Bought a lot of D-stashes from people. So I wouldn't have half the stuff I have if it wasn't for people destashing their things or selling their things. So we're gonna make a stamp out of these real quick. If you want, you can run these through your Xyron once you finish. Not your Xyron. What is that thing that allows you to have the adhesive back? So adhesive back and Samara got jokes today. I see. She said I only have the small flower punch. I can send you some punches. You know what? I would have to be forced to do that on time because I can't send Jack off on time. And every time I say I'm gonna do something, something crazy happens. So we're gonna use these kitty cats. They were from the Dollar Tree when the Dollar Tree was the Dollar Tree, and I had bought a bunch of them. So if your sticky starts to unstick, definitely use some glue. So we got that on there. And they don't have to be full up, okay? I did pick this larger one because when I put, I think this little chunky kitty cat right here, looking like Nicholas' cousin, it was a bigger size than the other stamp or postage one I have. So yeah. Heather, you gotta stop throwing your stuff, man. What I will tell you though, not that I have any super tips and tricks, I always, if I want to cut something super straight, I only get something that's short enough to cut, if that makes any sense. I try not to cut a long strip if I'm worried about it not being even. Hopefully that makes sense. Yellow seems to be the favorite. So these are going to be like little stamps. And I'll show you. We'll do some faux stamps with our decorative scissors. Because this is backwards, right? It really should have this edging for stamps when you think about it. I'll put this little kitty cat right here. We're gonna use up at least 12 of these stickers because I've been going through my things and ooh, I want to do a sale, not a destash. Destash means you're gonna sell your stuff at a reasonable price, and sell means you want to get some of your money back, right? That's the difference in my head. The difference between a destash and a sale. Some people will buy things and sell them for a markup. Oh, well, I can see that. But I also saw a uptick in some of their craft supplies. So I don't know. I really don't even go to Tuesday morning anymore for craft stuff. I usually go there for blankets and cups and things like that. And the last time I went, they didn't even have any cups. Because I was told, and rumors, that they were getting rid of some of their kids' stuff, the toy section. They don't have a lot of toys. One week I go there, and guess what? They have an abundance of toys the following week. So I don't know. Either way, it sucks because that used to be our go-to spot for crafty things, and now it's really not. We can't trust our money to be spent there. It's a good thing too, because I was going broke going Tuesday morning so much. So we're just trying to keep all these colors same based. Then we got this little puffy kitty cat. Yeah, I had asked them were they getting rid of that section at one of the Tuesday mornings, and the lady was like, no. But if what I, I don't know if I mean the whole entire craft industry has downsized. A few magazines that I used to subscribe to, craft magazines, are no longer, the pandemic took them out of business. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Maybe they're not getting enough product from people. But what I know. So we used up some stamps, y'all. I'm excited. So we got these. Do we need to put anything on it? I wish I had a little. I do have some paw prints that I could probably stamp across here, but I don't think we need it. So we got those little stamps. And then, all this stuff right here is going in Samara's next package because, yeah, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that to you this time because I'm not that organized yet. But when I get organized, ma'am, I need to get my stuff together. It's in the works. Also, while getting myself together, I need to lower my self expectations. I think I'll be able to accomplish a lot more if I lower those things. So now I have pulled out some flowers too, because these things I rarely use, and I need to get rid of this junk. I mean stuff. So I thought we could use these, but I'm not sure if this will work for how I envisioned it. Because I mean, this is good as a sticker. I don't want to take this page and just slap it on and then cut it out and make it paper, hard paper. So maybe that won't work. And then I know Friday I was a little bit slack on enabling you all to buy stuff. So I decided to, make up for it today. I found these at Ross for $3. I thought that was a good deal considering how much they cost at other locations. So what we're going to do is, and I learned this process that we're getting ready to do from Nada. I can't remember her craft name. Nada Crafts, I think it is. What I'm about to show y'all. So I got a few things. The only thing I'm showing you new is those. Come on, paper. Those jewels. But this, I have my paper punch. I have some flowers. And then I have these beads that I got a while back. And I think they were really, really inexpensive. That's why I got them. It says 2020 on there. I don't know if I got them in 2020 or 2021. And I don't know if I'm going to be sewing those tiny beads. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your circle. Now, before I start this, I've thought about this process many, many, many times. And I think that the only reason why you do this the way we're getting ready to do it is because you're creating ephemera. Not because it's a smarter idea, not because it's better than what you had before, but because you want to create your own flowers and go from there. So we did three things so far. We're going to go back and cut our paper in a second. And I just need to plug in the hot glue gun. I should have had that thing plugged in already, but no, 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 no. She can't be too prepared because then she'll scare herself. So pull out your flowers. If you have some flowers from the Dollar Tree, that is nice. That's what we're going to be using. I also collect flowers because I haven't did one in a long time, but I make wreaths to go on the door. I just haven't did it in a while. Excuse the noise. My chair is like me old and squeaky. So I'm just gonna plug this glue gun in. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out some flowers. Now I have de-petaled the flowers already, and they are a mess because I just throw them all together. If you want to be neat, separate them and put them all in the same color category. That's a smart thing to do. Not this mess that I got going on right here. But we're okay. We're okay. You can get some flowers. If you really want to do this, you can get flowers from the 99-cent only store if you have one of those. As well as Walmart. They have faux flowers for under $1. You don't have to just go to the Dollar Tree, but they normally look, on the stem. But I took them off because I feel like this was better. This pile of mess was better. Yeah. So we're gonna get 8 of these. 8? Yeah, 8. One. Anybody got any great plans coming up for the week or weekend? I have household duty stuff planned. And your bottom, this piece could be any color you want. And the reason why you fold it over is because you're gonna put your in quarters. So you're gonna put 2 in each section. I think I may do 12. I'm okay with using more. You don't have to use more, but I want it to be really fluffy. And then we're gonna put some of these gems in the centerpiece of a few of them. We're gonna make about 4 or 5 flowers. So that was 8, 9, 10. Planning, yeah. I actually need to buy. I know it's a little bit too late. Oh yeah. Um, I'll send you messages. But you already work a lot, so I'm not sure how that works out for you. I'm gonna sell some of my craft stuff to make up my $500. I have a few things ready to go. No, 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 no. I'm not selling my craft stuff. I'm gonna sell some things I already have for sale, not just going through my things and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell all this stuff because no, no, not that kind of sale. But I'm gonna be getting rid of a few things. I love this color for flowers. I don't know why, because this is not my, it's not my aesthetic, but I like that color a lot. Okay, so here we go. The glue gun is oozing, so it's ready, Freddy. You need some finger guards. Be smarter than me. Don't be like me. So we're gonna take this, fold it in half, dab a little bit of glue, fold it in half again. Not my procedure. I learned from a wonderful creator, and this is how she taught me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do all of these. Now, the last time I did this, I looked on my channel, it was a long time ago. That's when I was like making videos out the wazoo, going live all the time. And I saw it on her Instagram when I had Instagram, but I no longer have an Instagram page or profile, I guess it's called. And I used to do create every day in April or August. I don't know if we'll do that until next year because my little guy starts school the first couple of days into August, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do that because I should by then be streaming video not crafting videos, gaming, me playing video games live. So we'll see how that works out. So I'm just gonna press down here. And I'm only putting a little dab. If you have fabric glue, it may work. I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. So, again, all I try to do a lot of my crafting in assembly line fashion versus let's do one, two, three, four. Over time I've learned assembly line works best for me because if you have to make like 20 or 30 of these, I can guarantee that I would be bored out of my mind after maybe 4 and I would want to just quit the project. So she always talks about me having patience when I'm doing um, bead stuff. With beading, you can kind of see the end result. With this, all I see is a mound of junk, right? I actually went to Joanne Fabric. Maybe it was this weekend. Maybe it was Saturday, Friday or Saturday. I think I went, and I was looking for something, could not find it. When you have a certain thing in your head, for me, it's a big disappointment when I can't find exactly what I'm looking for. And I had told my friend, and she was like, "Oh, you need to order that online." She was like, "So you trying to tell me you don't have anything that will?" I was like, "I don't have any of what I am looking for currently." And she's like, "Mm-hmm." Because I like going to shop. I don't always have to spend all of my craft money at one spot, but I do enjoy shopping. Um, I want to get out in the yard, Heather, and cut some stuff down. I told y'all my neighbors had wasps, right? They had like a bunch of nests, right? So they have knocked the home the lavish housing unit that they had up there. Just the wasps, not they didn't create one. They've knocked it down, and now the wasps have decided to move next door to my house. But here, you don't pay rent. You're not an invited guest. You got to go. And bees and wasps are not invited. I know that sounds harsh, but it's either them or my little guy. And I choose him over just about everything when it comes to just about everything, right? Except for sleep. Like, I want him to sit down when I want to sleep. Yeah, I bought something from Joanne Fabric actually. I bought a cricket mat and some beads. They were $1.79. They're heart beads and they're metal. And I was like, oh, this is a good deal because Joann Fabric is raising their prices up. So yeah, three is a lot. That's a bit much. We'll see. We're gonna go ahead and finish these. See, I'm already bored with this. Like this, yeah. Three, three, okay, one, three, and then one, two. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are like, no, if you don't bother them, they don't bother you. They bother me. I need them to go. Um, because we cannot my son screams a lot and some bugs, animals react to noise. And I don't want him to be enjoying himself and the bug is like, you too loud, child, and go. Because it's right by the water too. So I'm like, okay, well, you guys to go, bug. We have the bug people come out. And I was talking to my neighbor across the street. They have the same thing. Since they have, demolished their normal habitat, they're seeking refuge other places. And I cannot be the refuge. I cannot be the refuge. Ooh, not the mosquitoes. Yes, they did have their beads 60% off. I didn't buy any because I feel like you get a better deal at um, Hobby Lobby. Okay, so look, this is going to be like this all around. That's a lot. That's good. We like it. All right, so we're going to go right here to the center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put hot glue right there on the tip of it. And I'm going to go right there. Now, this is a smart time for you, not me, because I don't have any, to just use your finger guard and dab it, and you should be good to go. So now we're going to do the same thing. If you're thinking I could just keep the flowers on there, it doesn't look the same because when you create your product, it doesn't look like this, right? So this has two petals on it in the centerpiece. It's blue. I love it, but I think I'm biased, of course. This one will come out a lot better. Um, I had looked up some other ephemera, and the one thing that I keep not bringing to the table or thinking about are my buttons. Maybe I'm just that person that likes the buttons and does not want to share her buttons with people. because I'm like, no, I don't want to share my buttons. All right. So now what we're going to do, you see how we have those center pieces? You can barely see it. And look, it looks so nice, right? It's fuller than the other one. We're going to go over this seam like that. So you won't see the bottom seam. And again, right in the corner. Yeah, I don't care for them at all. No bugs for me. Thank you, ma'am. I've watched ladies make flowers before, and I'm like, ooh, she got some patience, right? Like the ladies that take the petals, the tool, and cut them down into those things and burn all of them. I'm like, that couldn't be me, but here we are folding flowers in half and doing all this. It's not the same as what they do, but my patience level must be increasing, I guess. I don't know. Okay, and then we just have this one last little piece. So if you have some old flowers that you have, some fabric synthetic flowers, and you can also dye these if you have dye. You could put these in your tea stain, coffee stain, or your food dye, food coloring, and change it. So my son, I always have a story. I'm trying to get out of telling stories, just so y'all know, um, about my family, because I feel like sometimes you're like, really, another kid story, another this story. I mean, but that's all I have. I don't go to work. I don't party. I don't do all that other stuff. So that's what you get. But I watch somebody, and this is not a tutorial. I discussed this before with my friend. Tutorials shouldn't really be done in live streams. They should be done off live, and then you can do a live about it. Or so. So this is the flower. I hope that you all like it. We're gonna go ahead and put a gem right in the center of it, because why not? I don't know who these Craftworks people are. Where are they? In Dublin, California. Hacienda Drive. I wonder. Oh, you like my stories? Yeah, someone had told me stop telling stories a while back. That's when, the old left-handed crafter was around, and she was like, she said something, equally disturbing to them. So we're gonna go with this pink gem, I think. Oh, you can barely see it. Let's try to see if we can find a larger one. How about this gold one? Maybe this gold one. Yeah, I told them something back, and they wrote back and was like, I was just saying, like, no, that doesn't look right. All right. So I have to be mindful of that because, sometimes it's little kids on their parents' accounts. I was watching someone on Twitch stream something, and they were showing how some of these YouTube channels that can slide into your children's feed happens. And I'm not sure if you've all heard of the mommy, daddy, sister finger song or whatever. I don't let my son on my phone, and what his dad does, my son sneaks on it to look at train stuff. But I'm very cautious about him trying to get into social media, different types of social media, because my son likes to take pictures, and before you know it, he's taking pictures of people sitting on the toilet, all kinds of crazy stuff, and we can't have that. So they were talking about how the images, yeah, if you look it up, you'll see. But the guy was saying how some of the images are inappropriate and how many clicks they have. And they have, like, one of the videos has like over 1 million views. And he was saying because what happens is people give their kids their phone and they don't supervise it. I was like, well, we won't have to worry about that because my son's like not allowed to get on YouTube anyway. Okay. So I have regrets. I do. Oh, thank you. It didn't burn me. All right, so this is humongous. But look. So if you have felt, you can do a felt one, and then you can turn this into a little hair bow for little ladies. If you want to make it extra reinforced, you can take some sewing needle and thread and just sew in those sections, two here, two here, two here, two there, and then could put a small circle and then a larger circle. But we're gonna go with that because we're making ephemera, and you'll see how this comes to play because we're gonna do some woodworking. Not today because that would be another video, and I have to be mentally prepared for it, for the woodworking it is. Here we go, right here. And that was only 3. So 8, it wasn't 12 like we thought it would be. And the flowers, of course, lend themselves to the beauty of the project. So if you have a bunch of crazy flowers, petals, these are like crabs. I don't know, crab legs. I've been wanting crab legs for a minute now. I am going to, and I keep saying I'm gonna take myself out, and I don't. I end up I enjoy my friends, so I tend to sit with them and goof off. But today I have life is taking over. So this one is still kind of together. I don't really mind them kind of not being. I don't mind that they're in a container all around because normally when I start a video, like if I make a video, a real video, not a live video, I'll be able to pause and edit those things out. And that's why I'm trying to get a lot better at not wasting your time. But I also think that you're okay, not with time wasting, but you're okay with us just chit chatting and hanging out versus hardcore crafting nonstop. And if not, let me know and we can definitely, rethink a few things. So like our friendship. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Not our friendship, maybe. Um I'm just playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 3 sets of 4. And now we need one more of these. And I think we're going to do this one or either this one, whichever one has the most in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason why we need 4, we need to put one in each circle in that one. So we're going to do those 3. And so we need an orange, a solid orange. And I think we need 2 more of these. 1, 2, yep. So we don't have 4 of these, and these can go back into the pile. And here we go. We're going to do large, medium, small. Are these the same? These may be the same. Let's fix this. So these have more orangey on there. Whenever I go places, I always try to find things that make me say, "Ooh, that would be really cool as a craft project." And even if I don't get to it right away, I still have that idea like floating in my brain. So when I do get to it, I'm like, "Yes, now we can, it's going to be a great form of completion." So we're going to do this color first. So we got 1, 2, 3. We'll put this solid piece in the center because it just looks better like that. So, and I am just kind of creasing the fold to help it out a little bit. And this, as you can, it's kind of crunchy. That's how it was. I didn't do anything to it. I don't treat the products that I use. It's like some heavily starched jeans from the 90s. Y'all remember that? Well, when I grew up, the pants, you can stand those suckers up by themselves. They were so heavily starched. Some people still wear their clothes like that where I grew up. And it's always very like entertaining. And that's why I told the big roommate, because he was like, I need some pants that look like this. I said, you need to get out the 90s. I said, you're an old man now, and you need to dress accordingly. And I told him he was going to a graduation, our daughter's college graduation. I was like, why don't you just wear some nice slacks and a nice button up shirt, a polo shirt or a nice button up shirt? He's like, no, I want to be fly, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're old. You're no longer fly. Like when you think about it, the stuff that you used to wear in the 70s, you cannot really get away with it now unless you label yourself as eccentric, different or whatever. Because it just, first of all, it's harder to find unless you go like to a thrift store or vintage places. But some people don't want to give up that. Yeah, them pants being super duper starch, stay flow. I remember I had a few pair of pants like that, and I used to always dress like I have my clothes like extra baggy or whatever, because crisscross and make you jump, jump, all that good stuff. So yeah, I backwards clothes. And I remember they came out with a rule: don't wear your clothes backwards. You need to wear your clothes with the zippers in the front. Blah 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 blah. And I loved overalls at the time. Before they came out with the clothes backwards, but I love them because it's like it's a onesie for adults. You just put a shirt on underneath, and then that was thin. So I was like, yes. And when you're young, you're silly, you do silly stuff, and one hook on, the other hook not on. I have a few pictures like that, and I can picture one of my favorite overalls like that. Now, I still wouldn't mind wearing them, but I'm gonna definitely have them both. But I want them to be like big in the pockets. Yeah. Yeah, so Samara, if you're saying wow to being an old person, the thing is, the clothes that we wore in the 90s, they don't even make those clothes anymore. Like, I went to Old Navy and I was like, do you have any regular pants? The lady looked at me and she saw what I had on. She said, I mean, like boot cut? I was like, yeah. Because they have all the pants they have now come to your kneecap or ankles. I want my pants to be past my ankles. I don't want them to be at my ankles. Ooh, what if we did these colors, right? Because now she's trying to mess up the flow. And he's like, all they have is skinny pants now. It's like, well, he don't like the color of the pants that is not skinny. Cause I like dark jeans and he likes light colored jeans. I'm like, what kind of weirdo are you that likes? And he's okay with his pants having like a few rips in them. I don't want you to wear my clothes first. I want to wear my own clothes and then I want to destroy my clothes. I don't need you destroying my clothes for me. Thank you. I saw some pants that were barely there. They were jeans, because when celebrities wear them and then we turn around and try to copy the celebrities, sometimes it don't look the same because you're not a millionaire. You can't walk around looking foolish. I feel like celebrities kind of are the emperor's new groove. Um, and we are the people that's like, really, really. And then when we try to do it, it just don't look right. You like ripped jeans? What? I mean, I'm still gonna be your friend. I'm just gonna look at you with the inquisitive eye instead of questioning face. I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what we're doing now, huh? Okay. Yeah, I don't want my clothes all tore up and raggedy. One good snatch, and before you know it, you gotta rip up the back side or whatever. Maybe that's just former lifetime things going on, and that's why I remember it so vividly. Okay, gonna go ahead and do this next one. Hey there. How's it going? Yeah, I mean, you could try, take pictures and let me know so I won't really laugh, but I'm like, that's my friend, so y'all can't laugh. And then I'll shoot them a glance like, hmm. When you have friends that dress or do weird things, people start to question whether or not you're just as weird as your friend. And you always have to be like, I'm the normal one. And your friends are like, you're not normal, right? I have some nerdy friends and I call them nerds. They be like, who are you talking about? You're a nerd too. I'm like, I'm not a nerd. Am I a nerd? But I already know the answer to that. So one day, my son was invited to a birthday party, and I was sitting there, and I do not like being outside. It's so hot. It's so hot here where I live. So it was a bunch of dads standing around, and I was sitting under the shade because my son was crying and whining. So I was getting ready to leave because he kept doing the same stuff over and over again and expecting a different result, like insanity, right? So, needless to say, that I had on a Harry Potter T-shirt, and the guy was like, one of the dads was like, "Do you have you seen? This is going to be too short, I think. Have you seen the new Fantastical Beasts or something?" I said, "Oh no, uh, not yet." The thing is, if you haven't seen Harry Potter, right? I'm going to just say a few quick words about it. They when you're sorted, people do those sorting tests, and they're like, "What house are you?" Hi, Nix. How are you doing today? Hopefully, well. And so whenever someone says, "What house are you?" Either you step up closer to discuss it, or you step away slowly because you know that this is not your domain. Do y'all think we should add another layer? So this is one side, and if we added the next layer, it would be like this. What do y'all think? You think we need 3 layers? Yeah. I don't know if I've done the sorting hat though. Like maybe I have a long time ago. Like I used to be into it, the Pottermore website and things like that. Like I had the first 4 books. I let somebody borrow them and I haven't gotten them back yet. But I have 2 of the blue books. I haven't read Harry Potter since the first time I read it. And I was like, yeah, I'll keep these for my baby if I have any kids, right? This is when I was still footloose and fancy free. So y'all think we should do 3 or 2? Just put this is 2 and this is 3. We may not even be able to do a centerpiece. Yeah. Oh, I like Harry Potter. I'm not poo-pooing on Harry Potter. This is 3 and this is 2. Wow, Heather, that's so cool. So you are the person that I would just walk slowly. So no, let's talk about it. I haven't watched all of the movies because I was mad at the books for a while, right? And most people that read a book and they say, "Oh, I'm mad at the author for this or that." Like I don't have anything to do with her current stance on whatever, right? Yeah, so I haven't watched all the movies because I didn't want her to kill Sirius Black, right? Oh, spoiler alerts, we will be talking about things that happen in the Harry Potter thingamajig movies, books, or whatever. And I got upset that she killed the owl. Like the owl was one of my favorite characters. And Dobby. So anyway, I didn't watch the movies because I was already attached to the books. And after I read the first couple of books and then I saw after Prison of Azkaban, I stopped watching the movies. Because I was like, does she have to kill everybody? And I know that's like a theme to kill a lot of people. Should we do 3 people? 2 or 3? This is 2. This would be 3. So just let me know. I'm gonna wait. I got some water here. I'm just gonna drink some water real quick. Yeah, she shouldn't have killed the owl. But I'm gonna wait just 2 or 3. All right, thank you. I appreciate the vote. Yes, Heather's like, let me spell it for you. Three, ma'am, and keep it moving. Yeah, so that's why I didn't watch the movies. And then by the time, yeah, no, I didn't watch the movies. And I also like Percy Jackson. I know a lot of people don't like Percy Jackson. I don't know if they're trying to do a redo of Percy Jackson, but I actually liked Percy Jackson. I liked the cast that they had and everything. I thought they did a good job for what they were given. So I'm just going over this last scene that we created when we did the second row of flowers. And now we're just going to go and do the triangle all the way around. Um, but yeah, I didn't watch this. Whichever one came after the first Percy or the second Percy Jackson, I didn't watch those either. Because, in my opinion, and this is not for every movie, every book, sometimes the imagination of a book cannot be told, cannot be performed as well as your own imagination when you're reading a book. So, like, if you read a book, like I read Misery and then I watched the movie and I was like, it was a good movie. But the book, I mean, if you're into Stephen King or if you're into like suspense thrillers, Misery will have you disliking Kathy Bates, because she's the one that played her. But in the book, she wasn't as bad. I mean, in the movie, she wasn't as bad as she was in the book. In the book, I felt so bad for that man. And I tend to only read books once or twice if I really, really care for it because I'm so emotionally involved in it that I'm like upset about whatever's happening to the character. So I'm like, okay, okay, you got me once. Okay. I know what's happening. So that's why I won't read the book again. Um that's why I like Sherlock Holmes mysteries cuz I like the good guy finishing first. I like this is a really pretty flower. I am biased and these are not my colors, but it's summertime. This is so nice. Nice. You can wear you a nice little sunflower dress. I'm not big into flowers in my hair because bugs, right? Real flowers that is. But yeah. I'm gonna put a Jill here anyway, even though people can't see it, but when I mail these things out, whenever that is, someone probably will dig inside and look at it. Yeah, see, I didn't my mom, we're gonna put a clear one in just so y'all know. My mom was really into like horror suspense things, so I don't watch I don't watch or read a bunch, but Misery, I was like, I can do Misery because it's no dying in it, and it's really a psychological thriller. And then I watch what is it, Dolores Claiborne? I watched that one. I think Kathy Bates is a phenomenal creepy actress. I mean, even if she was like doing stand-up comedy, I would probably watch her because I think she's a great actress. It would be a bit weird to see her do stand-up comedy, considering all I can see her now is the lady that chopped off a man's foot. But anyway, uh, and sometimes movies can't do what books can do, so we're gonna put that right in the center because she don't want to burn herself. A button would have been nice right there, but this is just a hidden gem anyway, right? Yeah, I watched The Shining when I was a little kid, and I don't think I went to sleep that that night. Uh, I haven't seen The Shining, but maybe 2 or 3 times, all forcefully with my mom. And, back in the day when I was growing up, back in my day, you only have one television. You don't get a vote on what you can and cannot watch. You just see everything. All right, so that is that. I don't do y'all want to do another flower or are we good? I mean, I could make these all day. Look at that. That is so pretty. I'm biased. I am so biased. Like, yeah, I think we're good. Oh, you want to do another one? Okay, we'll do another one. My bad. All right, and then we'll go back to our paper session and then we'll be done. I'm thinking, I don't know. I love it. I'm loving it. Very cool. I have so many like ideas floating in my head now for what we're gonna do with those whenever we get to them. All right, so let's see if I can pull out some more purpley ones. I think I'm gonna give this a go. And the glue gun isn't oozing too much. We are using it frequently, so it's happy. It's like it's enjoying it. And then I'm be on my day. Yeah, Kathy Bates. I haven't. I don't watch television to be, completely honest. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. I haven't watched it in a long time, like television, real TV movies and stuff like that. I haven't watched them in a long time. And I find that I prefer not to watch thinking movies or movies that have like real emotions that I don't want to deal with, like sad scenes and things like that. So I tend to watch documentaries and comedies. And even before my little guy was born, I would watch a lot of cartoons because, I mean, there's no emotion in some cartoons, but some of the cartoons have too much in them, and we have to deal with that as well. So neat. I think we're gonna try 12 on this one. Just even though these petals are a lot more floppier, then not. I still want to go ahead and make all of the right. Make more versus less, and then if we need it, we can just put it on. We don't have to add to it. We have to stop the glue gun process. We already have it. Now this little petal is different than these, so we need to keep that in mind as well. And I got these flowers 2016 or 17, so a while back. Tomorrow I get my car back, and I'm expecting for it to go so amazing. No problems, no issues. They've been so informative. They've sent me a bunch of text messages letting me know I owe them $500. That's really all I'm seeing in this. They told me when it was going to be due. I don't need to keep harassing you about when it's going to be due because I owe you $500. I know when it's due. And goodness. But I do like that. I prefer that. I had a Nissan Altima, I believe it was. Yes. And it had some recall parts on there. So it took them a long time for the recall parts. Yeah, it's very nice of them, Heather. I mean, when you get almost $2,000 for a scrape, you should be very, you can be very accommodating. Um, one, two. I sound bitter, and it's probably because I am. You know what I could do with $500 in the craft store? Oh my goodness. You know how much paper we could buy with $500? How many stamp sets, dies, especially if they had them on sale for like 75% off or 50% off or a coupon. Shoot, Joann's had a crazy sale, not a sale, a coupon. They were like 15 or 10% off everything. Um, Doorbusters, everything was included. Doorbusters, clearance items. But see, that's where Joanne makes their mistakes when they get their stuff on clearance. They don't do a very good job at clearancing that crap out. I've seen some stuff on their clearance rack for a minute now. A minute. And their clearance price is like five. It's cheaper to buy the stuff on sale than it is to buy it on their clearance section. So yeah, that glue scares me. I'll just leave it there too. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We need one more wiry one. Just use those two. Yeah. If I could just go to the craft store and use that $500. Ooh. I'd probably still be in there trying to do some price comparisons and seeing which one is the cheapest or better or whatever. So who knows? Who knows? Let me know when y'all start dismantling y'all flowers. I want to see what y'all make. Yeah, Joanne be like, this was $25 and it's on clearance for 24. Ma'am, you do realize that you just took off some tax, right? I don't even mess with Joanne when it comes to their clearance. I'll go and see because they usually have more stuff online than they do offline, like in store. So I'll go and see what they have in the clearance to see if someone bought something and brought it back. Like I had got some scanning stuff from Michaels like that. It was like only $15. Yeah, they don't. Joanne, they don't know what a sale. They know what sales are. They know what clearances is. They have great sales. Like they had some beads in the clearance section, and they also had a 60% off bead sale. So their bead sale was cheaper than their clearance section stuff, which is just crazy. Crazy. The place that I sell some of my stuff, they have sales too, right? And they'll say everything in the booth is on sale for 10% off or 15% off or however much percent off, except for firm. Everything in their booth would be firm except for something that's like $500. Ma'am, really? Like, who are you trying to fool? Because I am not that person to be that easily fooled with your little price antics. I think we talked about this before. Hobby Lobby, for the most part, is probably in the area where I live, is probably the most up to date on in store things. Like they have, current stamp sets from different companies, et cetera, et cetera. And then it's Joanne, and then Michaels. I'm not sure if Cricket is about to buy out Michaels or not, but all you see is Cricket products. They have two sections now. Um, two sections. Hold on one second, please. Yep. So they have I think they have a silhouette there too, but it's all like the machinery and the paper not the paper, the vinyl stuff that you buy. So it's like vinyl cutting, things like that. I like this color. And then in another section, they have all the other crap for Cricut. I'm like, really? And the paper crafting section, they've changed as well. And I will say, I probably could say, I don't like to point the fingers at pandemics or nothing, but it's probably because of the pandemic that a lot of things are no longer being produced as quickly as we got them back in the day. So, but also, I don't know which company has their ear to the street the best. I think that they get together and they have meetings and they say, "Hey, listen, let's make this the new it thing," right? So like right now it's bees, and then Crafts Companion just did some dragonflies, which I'm not really into a bunch of bugs. And I'm not, I mean, you can craft whatever you like, but you won't see me over here saying, "Oh, let's go all out and get some centipedes and grasshoppers." What's cute about that? Um, Unless you're Jiminy Cricket, I can't see me saying, "Oh yeah, I really want to do some grasshoppers." Ma'am, I remember this Michael's that's by my house had rows and rows of beads, and now they have two rows of beads. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be living in the area," because it says Michael's is in Irving, Texas. And although I'm not in Irving, Texas, I am in Texas. So I was like, "Michael's hook me up." No, Michael's was like, "Listen, you're gonna get the same crap that all other places get." Like I had saw a sale on something, Creatology. It's like a little bee kit for kids for Halloween. I think it was Halloween or Christmas. And I was like, "Yes, I'm here to find this thing right here." And the lady was like, "Oh, we never got those." Say what now? She said the closest one is, "I'm not driving way over there for that." And that's how you know you don't need that crap. If you're not willing to drive 30, 40 minutes. When I lived in Mississippi, I'm not sure if y'all remember, they had the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stamp set. So it was Rudolph, Santa, and the little elf guy. I can't remember his name. I haven't watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in a long, long time. But they had them, and the only place they had them was clear across town. I left work early to go get them because I was like, I don't want to, I don't want to miss the opportunity to get these. I haven't crafted with them, and I was like, "You big dummy." All right, so that is the last one that we're gonna make for flower ephemera, and I think we're gonna put a gem. Oh, see, I don't want to sew. I don't want to cut this bag open to sew. And I'm supposed to make a crepe paper rosette too for ephemera. Um, that didn't happen either. Let's go ahead and put this gem in the center of this. I'm gonna put a heart because I love it. Right? You'll probably never see the center unless you open it up to look at it. Which who doesn't peek inside, right? I don't know. Gonna put some glue right here. Thank you so much, Heather. I really appreciate that. Turn off that hot glue gun. Let it cool off because she is clumsy. I have been known to burn myself. And look, you don't even know that this is back here unless you turn it over. So you can use, I would probably say use felt. So if you have a felt, which I could have die cut, die cut, some felt circles. Could have did that. So we got these situations going on right here, which I absolutely love them. So this, in comparison to this flower, let's go ahead and pull it out. That's how one looks. Let's go ahead and snatch it off. So this is ours, and of course you can make it much more fuller than this. And this has one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I think it has seven petals on here. You have to zhuzh it up some kind of way, I think. But that's that one. And then this one is very cute by itself as well. I'm just gonna pull it off of this thingy. Right? So this is what we use on this one. Yeah, we could put this on a junk journal book. And we could put this, glue this to a strap and have this be the opening piece, maybe. Right? So we did that. And now we have our little stamps, our faux kitty cat stamps we made. for some ephemera pieces. Nice. Probably you could put this in a pocket letter as some goodies. And then Dollar Tree stickers. So if you ever run out of ideas, you definitely can use that. And then I did pick this up from Ross. I'm sharing with you all. I'm okay with sharing with you all. I don't need all of it. But this right here is a roll of paper with advertisements on it. So if you look in the gift wrapping section, I I prefer to buy my wrapping paper and things like that from those stores, like the discount stores, because it's cheaper than the Dollar Tree in some instances. Like you can get 100 sheets of wrapping paper for not wrapping paper, 100 sheets of tissue paper for $3. And you get 25 sheets for $1.25. So you do the math and you decide on which one is most economical for your pocketbook. I pulled out all this stuff. We're not gonna even get to half of it. And then we did this. I printed these off from the art scavenger. So these are some things that you can make for ephemera. I printed these four out. So this is a bicycle one, seed packets, and then postcards. I put this on regular paper, and then I printed this on 65-pound paper. And this is some thread. So you can definitely cut these out and do other things with them. I think you can probably make these bigger. You could also go and look for Wheeler and Wilson sewing machine ephemera and see what they have. But this was free. But I'm not sure what the terms of use agreement is. If you want to sell it, I'm not sure. And then we made these ourselves. So now we're going to just go ahead and cut these out. I am going to pull out some decorative edge scissors because why not? All right. So with your decorative edge scissors, you cut them one way, you turn them one way, they cut a certain way. You turn them the other way, cuts the opposite of that. And we're going to cut down these lines as best as possible because we can still use this strip of paper on other things. I am not a paper hoarder in that sense of paper hoarding, but if you want to use it, you want to use it and get your money's worth, then definitely do that. Just trying to see which way would be the best course of action. I think we're going to cut up right here. And we're going to cut off right here. And I think I just scraped my finger. And since you're making ephemera, I hate to say this. I hate to say it. You don't have to preserve all the writing. It's ephemera. It's not supposed to be the focal point, right? Um, it's really not. But if you want to make it the focal point, you make it the focal point. Come on, paper. All right. So we got these. And if you want to make them straight, of course, make them straight. If you want to make them curvy, it's your project. Do it however you want to do it. But we're going to go ahead and do a test cut. So if you cut it this way, it waves. It's wavy. If you cut it this way, it's chumped up and the paper just flew. So no good. So basic one is out and one is in. That's your decision, right? I did want to try to keep this whole situation, but we're not. We're not. So Heather talked about her OCD. See how this is off a little bit? That bugs me. This trimming. Ah, yeah, yeah. You don't want to cut it all. That's okay. We'll move on to the next one. We're not going to let a little piece of paper stop our fun. I will say that this paper has a shine to it, a gloss, as you can see, and it does make it harder to cut. So I'm not sure if they put something in it to make it cut like that. I'm gonna cut this down again, but I'm probably just gonna use a paper trimmer because I don't want to be stressing out over that kind of stuff. But I was saying, like this right here, you line up where you want it to cut, and there you go. I only will cut short pieces if I'm really concerned about it because I don't want to stress out. But you see, this paper doesn't want to cut anyway. So can you see it's like coiling up? So you got to do a quick cut on it and a quick cut like that. I hope that makes sense. So a quick cut works that way on this paper. I want to keep this book. I wanted you to know. Like wanted. It's not wanted, John A. Hurley. I feel like that's false advertisement. I really do, y'all. Oh yeah. So that was a good cut. A nice clean cut. Ah yeah. Was trying to show out. Yeah. You don't want to cut right for nothing. For nothing in the world. That's okay. We're not gonna stress out about it. I did watch, I can't remember her name. I messed up John Hurley's advertisement. But she has a ruler, a bootleg ruler that she made herself, a deco ruler. She used a plastic one and she made it. Um, and you could just tear the paper up. I love it. So of course I went out and got a ruler to do that with. You haven't seen any deco stuff come from me yet. This I can't deal with that thing, but it's crooked. We're gonna just deal with it. We're not going to fight about it at all. Now, my question is always, what do you do with your ephemera? I had asked before, do you create your ephemera ahead of time or do you create your ephemera on the fly? Whenever I was doing the ephemera project, I always ended up using the ephemera like right away. So I had no backup at all. Hi, Deb. How are you doing today? All right. So that is that. I'll go ahead and cut this down. If you have a die, use your die if you have a die. But if you don't have a die and you just want to, oh goodness, create something a little bit different that's not going to make you lose your marbles, pull out your decorative edge scissors. Hopefully the paper that you're cutting will not make you lose it. We're going to fix all of that because that's getting on my nerves. Oh, is it buffering? Okay. Oh no. Well, we're almost done. Not saying that that should help with the buffering, but we are almost done. So hopefully it gets it together. You make as you need. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna make as I need to or dig through something and see what I have. All right. So we got these little jagged edges and not the group, right? This is fine. It's ephemera. It's supposed to be vintagey. You want to take it a step further, get your ink out, ink up the edges. I haven't inked in a long time. Uh, Maybe we'll do that another day. Also, I have some other scissors that I feel a little bit more better than these. These are just no name scissors, so no telling where I got them from. And that is that. And it's really thick, so if you put this in someone's thing, they can write on them. That's why I like these. Also, you can make cards out of them. We're going to make a few cards, not today, but we will. eh, Words, what are they? We will make some cards at a later date. Put this with my stack of scraps. And I think we are done. That is all I have. I do want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me. I have enjoyed today. Hopefully you have too. Yeah, storage, I I find that the more storage I have, the less space I have. So I need to stop buying that we won't have storage. You know? It's like I like cake, so I eat cake. Then I get fat. Then I complain about being fat, so I have to exercise. And when I exercise, I get cake. Then I get fat. You know. No, no, no. It's fine, Deb. Just sharing with you what we did today. We didn't do a bunch, but we did a bunch, right? Love the flowers. The process I learned from Nada Craft. I think her name is Nada Crafts. I know her name, but I'm saying about her channel. But that's what we did. And this is all going to Samara, just so you know. We got this, we created this mess. We're gonna put it right in her box in a bag of goodness. Anyway, thank you so much. I want to say thank y'all for watching. I hope you had a great time. You got some laughs. And until next time, happy crafting.